Right, good afternoon everybody and welcome back to another edition of Thai Talk with Dan, the channel where we share all of your Thailand stories. Now guys, as I've said time and time again, never put a Thai woman on a monthly salary because all you're simply doing is renting a girlfriend on a monthly basis, and that rent money that you're paying them each and every month isn't going to be the end result that you think it's going to be. They're always going to ask for more and more, and if you don't give, they can always jump to another foreigner that's willing to do so and provide more for them. Also, when you're trying to find a Thai girlfriend and you're jumping online, it can be very dangerous because, as most of you should be aware, when you're chatting to girls every day on online dating applications, you're going to speak to several women, and you've got to understand that these women are also going to be speaking to several men. So always take that into account. Now today guys, a subscriber wants to share his story, his journey with a Thai woman that he was paying a monthly salary to, that he met on a dating application, and it all went wrong. There was plenty of red flags, warning signs, or whatever you want to call them in this story. So hopefully this can help guide other men to not make the same mistakes as this subscriber. So without further delay, let's jump in to today's Thailand story. Hi Dan, here is my true horror story that I experienced earlier this year with a beautiful Thai girl I met on Thai Friendly. If you can keep my identity private, that would be great. I am 56 years old. I have no children. I have a successful profession, financially secure, from an English-speaking country. I've been going to Thailand now for about 12 years and plan to retire early and young enough to enjoy the rest of my life and move to Thailand, hopefully next year. Now, this is one of the reasons I'm trying to meet a Thai girl. Late last year, I connected with a girl on Thai Friendly. We quickly got off Thai Friendly and messaged each other often using the messaging application Line. When we ended up meeting when I was in Jomtien on Christmas holidays, I got a big surprise on just how beautiful she was. I even got a nod from a Thai fella on her. She looked so sweet and innocent, like butter would not melt in her mouth.
Shit, here we go again.
Now she was 47, divorced. Apparently he cheated.
Bullshit.
2 grown-up kids living in Bangkok. She told me she had been single for 10 years and never dated a phalang before.
I smell bullshit.
She also did not drink or smoke. She's from a village about 40 minutes out of Ubon, Ratchathani. Yet she lived in Ubon City renting, had a car, 2 Apple iPhones, 1 fairly new and the other a bit older. Her name is Wawa. The reason why I'm giving out her name is because she needs to be exposed as the liar and hustler that she is. Plus 1 or more of your viewers probably has crossed paths with her. Anyway, we met in Jomtien while I was on Christmas holiday. After we met, we chatted for a bit, went and had dinner, then went to a bar so I could have a beer. While at the bar, she was all over me, couldn't keep her hands off me, rubbing my arms up and down, rubbing my legs up and down, putting her arms around me. She was all over me. She was very affectionate, She was whispering sweet nothings in my ear like she had been waiting her entire life to meet someone like me. She said how I was so handsome and how she wanted to be with me for the rest of her life and for us to live together when I moved to Thailand. So, we went back to my hotel and we spent the night together, but she wouldn't let me have aerobics with her. We spent the remaining time that I was in Thailand together, which was about 10 days. Every day, night, every minute, and had a great time and got along so well. I literally thought that I had hit the jackpot. I thought I had met a good one. When it come time to leave, we went to the airport and she was crying when I left. She told me that she loved me, which I thought was strange as we had only spent 2 weeks together. It was certainly not long enough to develop those kind of feelings, at least in my view. While I was back home, we messaged multiple times a day, video chatted, etc. She kept telling me how much she loved me, and she asked me if I loved her, to which I said, no, I did not love her. She did not like that response, and she was saying how much she wanted me to love her and that she would make me fall in love with her and spend the rest of our lives together. Now, she did know of my plans to retire and live in Thailand. Things were going great, but there was something that was not right, and that was she kept accusing me of being a butterfly, cheating and being with other women. When we first met, she said that she thought I was a butterfly. Aside from this odd behaviour, I did not have any concerns and I did not have any reason to not trust her, and as such, I put my trust in her in a big way, and this was a big mistake. So, I returned to Thailand in April for Songkran. She asked me if I would like to go to Ubon Ratchathani for part of the Songkran festival, as there were many merit-making events during this time. Now, I hadn't been to Ubon before and thought, why not? When I arrived at the airport and was expecting a big hug and kiss hello, as we hadn't seen each other since Christmas, New Year's, but the greeting I received was nothing short of the opposite. The greeting that I did receive was cold. I did not get a hug and I did not get a kiss. Nothing. And this is from someone that was supposed to be in love with me.
Are you stupid or something?
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Now, I was not particularly happy about the greeting I got, but I put it to the back of my mind and moved on and hoped things would improve. I fully expected that we would be staying in a house, condo, or wherever it was that she lived. But instead, she gave me an excuse that her son was there and we can't stay there, so we had to stay in a hotel. We eventually went to her family's house where I met the family and friends, but not her children. The women were talking about me, and her sister said that I looked like a butterfly. I couldn't believe this when I was told and tried to reassure that I wasn't. So I partied with the family for Songkran, drinking a lot and getting mau mau with them. After spending about a week together, I was seeing that this wasn't the same girl I met just a short few months ago. She wasn't showing me the same level of affection. She would barely touch me. She wouldn't let me kiss her, and she cited that it was my stubble that irritated her, but she didn't seem to mind it last time. The entire duration of my 3-week stay was like this. After I returned back home, I knew something was wrong, but I could not put my finger on it. One evening she sent me a message, but it was in German. I asked, why are you sending me messages in German? And she said she thought it was English and then out of nowhere and without prodding or prompting professed that she wasn't talking with anyone else. There was not anyone else, and that it was just the two of us. My radar was popping off. I broke up with her because the frequency of messages I was getting from her was less and less, and the message content, what she was saying in those messages, was also less and less. But I was infatuated with this girl. She had me hooked, and after 4 days of not communicating with each other, I caved in and contacted her. She was not that receptive, but replied anyway. I was watching her social media, as by this time I had big trust issues. I'm glad that I was monitoring her. It was a Monday night, and she sent me a message saying, I'm staying at my mum's house tonight because I need to take her to see the doctor tomorrow. Now, I did not have any reason to not believe her, so I thought to myself, sure, okay. The next day, Tuesday, I was off sick from work with the flu, and I'm glad I was not at work because what happened next changed everything. There was a post on her Facebook profile by another man, a German bloke, declaring his love for her and that he and her are in a relationship. I could not believe what I was seeing. There were also photos of the two of them together at a bar in Bangkok. I put a comment on the post asking what the hell was going on. So I directly messaged the guy, telling him that I was with her and that I recently returned from Thailand after spending 2 weeks with her. He wanted to see photos, which I sent to him. He said, that's it, I'm leaving and going back to Germany. After calling her a lying, deceptive so-and-so, I've been blocked on the Line application and blocked on her Facebook. I did say some pretty choice things to her and gave her the ultimate insult, telling her that I hoped that in the next life she comes back as a soy dog. Now, fast forward about a month. I discovered she's now gone to Germany to see the same bloke that she was with in Bangkok. He needs his head read. He knows exactly what she is. So what has happened is she has cheated on me for an older, overweight, bald, smoking German man. I really do not understand why. Now, as for me, yes, I ignored the many red flags that was presented. To my own detriment. I was pretty upset from all of this. I've never knowingly been cheated on before, and I've never had my trust betrayed like this before, and I've got to say it's very upsetting. This is the first time I've been hustled by a Thai woman because yes, I was sponsoring her to the tune of 10,000 baht per month, which seems to be the going rate. Thankfully though, it was literally only a few months of support, so it did not cost me too much. As unpleasant this experience was, and what I went through as a result of it, it has been an invaluable learning experience and something I will not forget in a hurry. I now know some of the red flags to look out for and be cautious about because I've experienced them firsthand. You've probably have some of your viewers having a laugh to themselves as they are more experienced in this caper and could have recognised the warning signs much sooner as to what this girl's motivations truly were. Now Dan, I think you should do a concise video on the very common red flags to look out for, so your viewers, myself included, experienced and newbies alike, can learn from the many guys that have been hustled, scammed, cheated on and lied to in the past, because I'm sure you have a large catalogue from the many people that have sent in their stories to you. Thanks, Dan, and I hope to see you reading my story soon. Cheers. Right, Russ, thanks very much for sending in your story, and it's quite a simple one to explain. This woman was on a dating application trying to find a foreigner and trying to find the best foreigner, i.e. the guy that's going to support her the most. You was only supporting her with 10,000 bahts. That's not really the going rate. It's incredible how much some of these women can get. 10,000 is normally the cheapest that they get per month. But on an average, I would say around about 25 to 30,000, but some of them can get 50,000 or even 100,000 baht. I've known quite a few Thai women actually getting 100,000 baht per month. Some of them even 200,000 baht per month. All depends on how young and beautiful they are. Now, this guy, this German guy, obviously was paying out more money than you, and that's why she chose him. However, if you can have two guys paying out, then they're going to choose that. At the end of the day, you're not living over here in Thailand. She's only going to see you now and again. So all she's got to do is send the odd messages, the odd stuff, etc. And see you when you do decide to come over and make lies up and stories up to spend that time with you, so that 10,000 baht keeps coming each and every month. Now, this German guy is obviously willing to take her over to Germany. So he's offering her the dream and he is fulfilling that role. And unfortunately, in regards to you, the only role you was fulfilling at that time was 10,000 baht per month, and she didn't have the patience to wait for you. But this older, bolder, smoking German was obviously willing to whisk her off to Germany and give her more than likely what she's looking for. And if that ever stops, I'm sure there'll be another guy that she's speaking to in line for her to jump over to. It's just the way that it works, and that's why you have to be very, 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 very careful, especially on the dating applications, because these women more than likely already have a foreign boyfriend or are speaking to several foreign men. And if you're not living over here, and you're only going to be coming for 1 month every 6 months or 1 month a year, and they can get you to send 12 months of monthly payments over, then they are going to. At the end of the day, it only requires a few video calls and a few chats, and it's better than going working in a factory for 10, 11, 12 hours a day, just speaking to some foreigner from the other side of the world who will come over once a year, take them to Phuket for a holiday, for example, take them to the jewelry shop when they visit, take them to nice hotels and restaurants. I think you catch my drift. It's worth it for them. But at the end of the day, they want someone to take care of them and give them that monthly allowance. And that's why I always try to say to guys, if you want a genuine relationship with a Thai woman, then do not become a monthly sponsor. Guys, let us know what you think about this story yourself down below in the comments. Now guys, as always, if you want to share your own Thailand story, then get your email sent in to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com. In regards to myself, guys, I've been sick for the past few days, but I feel like I'm on the mend now. I think it's been about 4 days. Really painful chest, felt like COVID, to be honest. But I'm managing to feel a bit better today, hence why I'm making this video now. And also in regards to the future, guys, I'm hoping to finally move away from Isan. So I'm going to keep that very, very quiet for the time being. But hopefully it comes through, and I'm very, very looking forward to it. I've spent too long now here in Isan, and it would be nice to have a change. So that story will be coming soon. Now, apart from that, guys, hope everybody is well and doing okay. Take it easy, and ciao for now. Bye-bye.